What's up everyone, I'm Dan Weitzer from the innovation team at Independence Blue Cross, and this is The Spin. Spin is a series where I ride bikes and talk to some of the most innovative people in Philadelphia. Today's guest is Nicole Marquis from HipCityVeg. HipCityVeg is one of the coolest spots in Philadelphia, serving plant-based burgers, shakes, and fries, and they're absolutely incredible. So let's go meet up with her and go for a ride. Hey Nicole, how are you?
Good to see you.
Yeah, you ready to go for a ride?
Let's do it.
Awesome. So I absolutely love HipCityVeg. And it's incredible, and I go there constantly. But for someone that may not know what HipCityVeg is, can you give a brief explanation of it?
Yeah, sure. HipCityVeg is a fast casual restaurant. We serve burgers, shakes, and fries, and it happens to be 100% plant-based.
Which is absolutely amazing. So where did the name HipCityVeg come from?
You know, like a lot of things, I had to take a lot of time to do research and ask a lot of questions, and I brought my friends together and I said, what about this name and what about that name? And one day, I don't know how, but out of nowhere, I thought HipCityVeg really encompasses what we're doing. We want to be progressive, we're urban, in the city, and of course all vegetable based.
Yeah.
And I think most of all, I love the rhythm, HipCityVeg.
Yeah, definitely.
It has a nice rhythm to it.
It does, and I feel like it's very memorable as well.
Thank you.
You don't hear that name and forget it. I feel like once you hear HipCityVeg, you're like, yep, I know exactly what that is. So, you know, it's such an innovative concept, especially, you know, blending the healthy part with food and plant-based. So where did the idea for HipCityVeg come from?
Well, several years ago, I was living with my parents, and my father had just been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes.
Oh, wow.
And he just said, look, I have diabetes because it's genetic. My father had diabetes, and I said, no, you eat the same things. That's why you both have diabetes. And I bought him a blender, made him a green smoothie, the same one that we serve today at HipCityVeg.
Nice. That's awesome.
And he was hooked. You know, he loved it. He couldn't believe he could have all of his spinach, you know, in a smoothie that tasted really great.
Yeah.
And within 2 months of adopting a plant-based diet, he lost 25 pounds.
Wow.
He got off his blood pressure medication and put his type 2 diabetes into remission for some time.
Wow,
so,
that's incredible.
It was really amazing.
That is such an awesome story. And it's such a nice origin story for HipCityVeg as well. It really started with love going into the food.
That's right, it's all about that.
So have you seen the market change and evolve since opening your first HipCityVeg in 2012?
Oh, for sure, the market. I mean, everything has really evolved with plant-based food since we opened in 2012. When I opened the doors, I made a very conscious decision to not use the word vegan and describe it as plant-based. I wanted to bridge the gap for anyone who thought it wasn't possible to enjoy a vegan meal. And I think we did that just by making the food familiar and just focusing on the flavor rather than anything else. But today, people are so interested in the power of plant-based foods, not only on our health, but on the environment and other living things. And so you can go anywhere in Philadelphia right now, and on almost any menu, you have a vegan option. And if not, the chef is more than happy to do something for you. And that's been my experience lately. Using
that plant-based verbiage rather than saying vegan or vegetarian, has that kind of bridged the gap between the people that are vegan and vegetarian and the meat eaters coming to your restaurants?
I think so. I think that people are more receptive to our food when they sort of can understand it. It's really simple and familiar. Everyone loves to bite into a crispy chicken sandwich. And so I made that concentrated on the flavors and then made it familiar for everyone. As we all know, Philadelphia is known for the cheesesteak, but we're so much more than that, especially in the food world. Totally. So how have you seen the Philadelphia kind of brand change and evolve to being seen as a more innovative and culturally different food market? I think Philadelphia has always had some of the best food in the country.
I agree.
I said that to a New Yorker and their jaw dropped. They were like, what? That is a bold statement.
Yeah.
But I travel and I'm always craving the food back at home. I think we have some of the most talented chefs in the country. And I think Philadelphia really understands flavor and satisfying foods. I think maybe that's why we're the home of the cheesesteak. And so there's so much more than just the cheesesteak, but at the end of the day, there's a lot of delicious food here and chefs doing really great things.
So I love asking people this question on the spin or if we're at meetings. What does innovation mean to you?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, for me, innovation is really about identifying a need, satisfying that need in a way that's never been done before. Sometimes even identifying a need that no one ever knew was even there, and doing it in a disruptive way that changes the very industry that it's trying to work in.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And I always tell people as well that innovation doesn't have to be going to Mars or going to another planet or making a new robot or something like that. It can be taking two things that already exist and mashing them together to make something completely new. And that's how I look at HipCityVeg. You took awesome dishes that people knew and loved, but made them plant-based, and it just hit a chord with people, and people absolutely love it. So congratulations.
Thank you so much.
And thank you so much for being on the spin. I really appreciate it. It was great talking to you.
Awesome, thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. So thank you for watching this episode of The Spin. Make sure to check back next month for another Philly Innovator. Thanks for watching.